What's up, guys? Ryan here. Hope all you guys are having a great Tuesday so far. I know we don't have baseball tonight, but since the Dodgers aren't going to the World Series again, I promised you that I would have Hunter back on if that happened, and that is exactly what we are going to do tonight. So again, guys, if you don't know who my amazing guest is, I should just call him my co-host because he's not really a guest. I mean, we're not doing an interview, all right? But my friend, my good friend, longtime teammate, and man, baseball brother from another world, Hunter. Welcome back on, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate to be able to join you again. The reason I'm able to join you is for good reasons, right? That my team's
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
on.
Good luck, right? It's all good luck. But you guys, we all know about Hunter, so we're not going to do the intro. So in tonight's episode, guys, we are going to talk about the World Series. We do know the starters for the Dodgers for Game 1 and Game 2. We are going to talk about breaking news on the Giants. As they have hired their new manager, we will talk a little bit about that. And then we will end the episode with the World Baseball Classic, as many of you have recommended for that. So, Hunter, man, we are officially 4 days away from Game 1 of the World Series. Man, I got to get your thoughts on that.
Can't come fast enough. I mean, this is obviously the Dodgers wrapped their series up last Friday pretty quick, right?
Yeah,
Four
yep.
four games. So it's felt like an eternity since their last game, and Friday still feels like an eternity. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great series.
It's going to be a. You know what? I was talking to a lot of people today, and I said, I think this is going at least 7 games, maybe 6. I don't see it going 5. I don't see a sweep at all. Um, I want to get your take on that first.
Yeah, I think I was thinking 6 game series. I think the Dodgers are able to get it done in six, but that's I guess my prediction for it. But yeah, I think it's going. I don't think it's going to be an easy series or a
No.
sweep or none of that. I think this is going to be a good fight. I think they match up pretty well.
Yes, they do. I mean, if you guys look at what Toronto did, obviously having to win 2 games back to back to even go and making an amazing comeback win. What a game it was last night, by the way,
Yeah,
guys. Nothing. You know what? Heartbreaking loss for the Mariners. Julio Rodriguez, guys. Don't know if you guys understand this, but he has been suspended a couple games already for his actions after the game. That literally just broke a few moments ago. I disagree with it, but man, I mean, my mom wanted Seattle to win. I wanted Toronto to win. We're going to get a great World Series. It all begins Friday in Toronto.
yep.
And let's talk about Game 1. Game 1, starting pitcher Blake Snell. I ain't surprised it's him going Game 1.
No,
And I have a feeling you feel the same way. So let's start there. What is your thoughts of Dave Roberts' decision on Snell Game 1?
I think they're obviously they have basically a full week off, having since last played Friday. But I think you look at it, they're trying to do the exact same thing that they did against the Milwaukee Brewers. Obviously, they haven't announced Game 3 and Game 4 starters
Oh,
yet, but
yeah.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Glass now in Game 3 and Shohei in Game 4, just like they did against the Brewers. But
Hmm.
Snell, man, what a performance in that game one, huh? I mean, he gave
Yes.
up that one hit to Durbin, but then he picked him off. But 8 innings of three up, three down. I mean, perfection.
That's
You couldn't have asked for a better start.
absolutely not. And, last time you and I were like talking about the Dodgers bullpen, the starting rotation, the lineup for the NLDS, and all that. But I got to be honest with you, man. I really didn't want to talk about this, but as a Dodger fan, I have to get your thoughts. You probably know. You heard what Milwaukee did. The Milwaukee fans talking about like these Dodgers, like Latino Dodgers, call ice and all that.
Yep.
Um, Kind of pissed me off a lot. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not blaming anyone on the Milwaukee Brewers coaching staff. No one in the front office. I think Jeff Passan said it best. He said, "I don't think Milwaukee Brewer fans know how to accept a loss." What's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, I mean it's tough for sure. As you get in those kind of situations, you've worked, you've been with your team all year through the
Yeah,
ups and the downs, and
yeah,
sometimes at the end, especially in postseason series, sometimes fans can, let the game get the best of them. You saw it even with Dodgers fans last year with the Padres when they were throwing
yep,
stuff on the field. Like,
yep,
it's just obviously unacceptable. You've got to be able to control your emotions and remember it's just a game, but the postseason can definitely get the best of the fans too, because you've waited all year for this,
yeah,
and when it starts to not go your way, it can be hard to be able to still have a positive outlook, or have a good attitude. But
yeah,
you've got to be able to do that for sure.
yeah. So, I mean, guys, and I just wanted to get your intake on that. And I get it, guys. Postseason is tough. It's tough to lose. Looking at the Mariners, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh said it best. He looks at this as a failure. They
Right.
expected to go to the World Series. They expected to win it.
Yep.
So even though they were one win away, they do look at it as a failure. I got to agree with Cal Raleigh there, man. I mean, you, 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 you had your chance back to back
Right.
games and you blew it. So,
Yep.
Cal, I hate to agree with him on that, but yeah, but let's get into the World Series, man. I mean, this is going to be must-see matinee TV. I mean, I, I'm dying for it. I think Snell, game one. Number one, I had to look at his record in the Rogers Center, and it
Okay.
amazes to me that he's not really that bad. He's 8-3 lifetime in the Rogers Center. ERA is over 5.
Oh
Now,
wow.
Now I'll take it. 8-3 with an ERA over 5. I'll take it. Um, However, the last time he pitched in the Rogers Center, he was not a Dodger. He was a Padre, and I looked it up. So he only went 7 in the third innings his last time out in the Rogers Center, and he ended up getting the loss.
Mm.
And that was 3 years ago. What does Blake Snell have to do Friday night to at least not put pressure on the bullpen?
I think he's got to go out there and do exactly what he's done so far this postseason. Command the
Right.
strike zone, get ahead. We've seen Blake Snell in the past fall behind a lot of guys and get that pitch count up high, and he's looking at getting pulled in the fifth or maybe early sixth. We've got to see him continue to control the strike zone. I think his changeup was nasty against
Mm-hmm.
the Brewers there, especially to right-handed bats, which is going to come to play against the very, very hot and scary Vladimir Guerrero Jr. right now, right?
Beast. Beast.
Snell is going to have to paint that outside corner with that changeup to even have a
Mm-hmm.
chance. But I think the biggest thing for all of the Dodgers pitchers is to control the guys in front of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Make him
Yes.
come up to the plate with nobody on. Because
Right.
if he hits 4 solo home runs in the game, they're only up by 4, right? So, like,
Yeah.
you can't have 2 guys on or 3 guys on or one guy, control the guys in front of him. Make sure he's coming up to the plate because he is so hot right now. It might not matter how good the pitch is, he's going to barrel it up.
Well, there's any two guys in the lineup you need to pay attention to and circle on the lineup card. It's Shohei Ohtani, of course, and then Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yep.
Um, Man, you know what? Looking at Snow and Vladdy's gotten the best of him, but you got to understand one thing about Blake Snow. Even though Vlad Jr. is batting a 380 lifetime off Blake Snell struck him out 6 times. So the thing, when you look at that, yeah, 380 batting average, that's something to be aware of. But he does strike out against
Right.
Blake Snell.
Right.
Um, you know, if I'm Blake Snell, man, and I even if I get Vladdy up alone with no one on base, which is the best scenario, of course,
Yeah.
I I also I don't want to get to a 3-2 count, 3-1 count, I don't want that. I don't even want a two ball count.
Right.
And I think you said it best, get the guys out in front of him, and then get him out.
Yeah.
So now the question is, who is going to be the secret weapon in that lineup for the Dodgers? And you can't say Ohtani, unfortunately.
Well, you know what? You know who I think is going to have a big, big series? It's the homecoming for Teoscar Hernandez, right? He played in Toronto for a while. He's coming back. I think he's going to have a big series. And there was some discussions of him this last offseason after his 1 year deal with the Dodgers, maybe potentially returning to Toronto. Um,
Yes.
but then he signed that multi-year deal with the Dodgers to come back. And I think him being back in his home ballpark that he played there for quite a few years, I think he's going to have a pretty big series.
And you know, this I don't disagree. I mean, if you're going to talk about a guy that played for Toronto, Seattle, and the Dodgers,
Yep.
Teoscar Hernandez is a guy. Obviously he's not the only guy, of course, but Teoscar, he could be a secret weapon absolutely in that lineup. Someone else I wrote down, and I had to pick my battles over again, so I want to get it. I have Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. I mean, we can't forget what he did in the World Series last year,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the guy was like unbeatable. He had a better World Series last year than Shohei Ohtani.
By far.
Of course, Ohtani was not 100%. I'm not making excuses, but, you know, the biggest thing I got to say is Kevin Gausman will go game one for the Blue Jays. I think he's going to have a very tough time with Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, and at least Mookie Betts. Three men who are going to be in the
Yep.
1-2-3 order.
Right.
Ohtani's going to attack first pitch if he likes what he gets. Mookie Betts is not going to wait around either. And then Freddie Freeman, I think there's a chip on his shoulder. And for the reason you saw, like we just talked about what he did last year in the World Series. Everybody wants to know if he was able to do that last year, what could he do this year?
Healthy. Last year he doesn't have that bum ankle this year, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what he can do this year.
Yeah, and I mean Toronto, they have a phenomenal outfield. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
Dalton Varsho. And I know Dalton Varsho personally, guys. I've known that guy for a very long time. He actually played against the Boise Hawks. I was able to get an autograph from him. And then, long story short, one of my good friends and my good host brother, Julian Fernandez, he ended up catching Julian Fernandez in a triple again. So it'll be good to see Dalton. I hosted you're going to hate me for this, Hunter, but one of my host brothers played for the Blue Jays, Josh Donaldson. I hosted him.
Yeah.
And he will be throwing out the first pitch on Friday night. He's pumped up about that. But let's talk about game two. Yoshi Yamamoto.
The Mr. Complete Game himself, huh? Throwing all night.
What's a good nickname for him? Unbeatable, maybe?
I mean, I think especially after he went all 9 innings against the Brewers, there was a famous tweet by Josh Reddick that had circled quite a bit after he
Yep.
said, "How could you pay a man $325 million after he's never thrown a pitch in MLB?" Well, I think you got your answer, Mr. Reddick. He goes 9 innings in the NLCS.
Yeah. And you know what? Yoshi Yamamoto is a guy that we talked about it last time. He doesn't have to even throw a ball in the strike zone. I mean, the guy could throw a ball behind Vladimir Guerrero's back and get Rod Jr. to swing at it. That's literally how good he is.
Yep.
But this is Jeff Passan predicted the starting rotation for the Dodgers if it went all seven. He predicted Snell game one, Yamamoto game two. He actually predicted Ohtani to go game three.
Okay.
Which I don't. I have no problem with because Game 3 would be at Dodger Stadium.
Right.
Um, but the only concern I have is I would prefer a Game 4 for Otani. I think that's his best number in the rotation when it comes to this series. What are your thoughts on that?
I 100% agree with you there, Ryan. I think they should roll the same rotation that they did
Yeah.
against the Brewers. Snell, Yamamoto, Glass, now Shohei. And that gives you the opportunity to have Snell go game 5 and
Mhm.
Yamamoto go game 6, and then some sort of mixture of Otani and Glass now in game 7. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's the way you need to do it.
If it goes, and I mean, if it goes to a Game 7, there's a possibility, a slight possibility that we can see Yamamoto, Otani, Snell, Sasaki, Tryon, Banda, and a whole bunch of other guys all pitch in a Game 7 because it would
Right.
be all hands on deck, of course.
Yep.
Now we kind of turned the table on the Blue Jays here, man. There's a former Dodger pitcher that's on the Blue Jays. I know who you know who I'm talking about, Max Scherzer, and oh man, I'm afraid of that guy. I mean,
Yeah, he's kind of scary with them two colored eyes. He gets
yeah,
looking at you, and I'm a little
yeah, like
timid to
this.
see it. Yeah,
No, but he is someone I am pumped up to see pitch in that World Series because a lot of Dodger fans gave him a lot of hard things, especially because when he went to the Dodgers in 2021,
right.
they automatically said we're going to win the World Series, and they didn't go to the World Series.
Nope.
So if there's any number one, if Max Scherzer is going to start at least one of those games, if not two, prediction on him: how many innings does he go, or how many pitches does he throw?
I mean, it's hard to say that he's not going to at least go 6. That just seems like a Scherzer thing. He's always
Yeah,
been a workhorse. He's always been able to go deep into games. I mean, that's why he is where he is right now, right? Is
yeah.
because of his dominance and his ability to be able to go deep into games. I mean, we saw it in this last series. He was getting pretty fiery with his coach, huh? He did not want to get
Oh
pulled
yeah,
out of the
yeah,
game.
yeah.
But
And you
that's
know
that.
what? And he won the battle because John
Yep.
Schneider left him in, and what does he
Yep.
do? He strikes out Randy Rosanna.
Yep.
So I don't you know what? He may be in his 40s, but I think in some sort of way, he's one of those guys that is a mentor and a leader in that
Yeah,
locker room,
for sure.
but maybe still in his prime.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's scary to think. He's like 42, 43 years old. And, of course, he wasn't healthy all year.
Right.
But, I mean, this is a guy that's like, again, 42, 43, and he's hitting 93, 94 miles an hour, getting guys out. And he wears his emotion on his sleeve. And he is not afraid. He's not afraid to say anything. He's
Nope.
not afraid to, he's like the Madison Bumgarner of the
Right.
Toronto Blue Jays right now when it
For
comes to the
sure.
intensity, and all that. But man, I imagine you being in that batter's box and having to look at him. I mean,
Oh.
I'm good. I'll walk back to the dugout, let you strike me out, but
Yeah.
and all that. But okay, so let's talk about bullpen. What do the Dodgers bullpen got to do to keep the Blue Jays off the scoreboard?
Well, I think a big thing that the Dodgers bullpen that we've seen that's been an issue is that command. I mean, they're just
Mm-hmm.
walking too many guys, just giving up, getting themselves into holes that they shouldn't be getting themselves into. Right? It's one thing to
Mm-hmm.
give up a hit or two, but it's another thing when you're walking one, two, three. Right? So they got to be able to pick up the starters because the starters, those 3 or those 4 are going to give you some amazing starts, I think. So they
Mm-hmm.
got to be able to pick them up and and command the baseball. Make sure that they're in the strike zone and don't give up any free passes.
You're right. Yeah, yeah. You know what? The one thing I'm afraid of the Dodgers right now bullpen is they're going to bring someone in. It doesn't matter. It can be Shohei Ohtani. And there's always a slight possibility that, you know, guy gets on base, guy steals the base, and happens, home run, and next thing you know, we got a new ballgame.
Right.
Here's the thing: if this game goes extra innings because the Dodgers bullpen blows it, I think the Blue Jays win.
Yeah.
It's just they're that good, they're that dangerous. I think the only weakness the Blue Jays have is Bo Bichette. Now he said he's going to be ready
Yeah.
and all that, and I take nothing away from the guy. He's a beast. He's an athlete. He's one of the best out there, even if he's not in the lineup. But how really how healthy is he? That's my question.
I know. I'm curious on that too. I really want to see him in there because I want it to be, full strength versus full strength. Like, let's do this. But
Yeah,
we
we're
saw, I
excited
think
though.
we've all seen that video of him just a week or two ago, in before the game, just doing a workout, rounding second and
Mm-hmm.
coming up limping. So how healthy is he? I guess that's, we will definitely find out. But I hope he is healthy. I hope it's full strength versus full strength World Series here.
Yeah, so yeah, you said you got Dodgers to win in six. You're wearing Dodger gear. How could I say the
Yeah,
Blue?
I had to remind everyone if they forgot, this is the
Who won it last
2024
time?
World Series champion shirt, just in case you forgot.
Yep. And you know what, man? I mean, remember the last time a team won back-to-back World Series was the Yankees, 97,
Yeah,
98. No
right.
one's done it since. Dodgers have been in back-to-back World Series. Look at
Hmm.
2017 and 18. And the thing that pains me about that, they lost it back-to-back years on their home field.
Yep,
That's what,
they did.
and I know that haunted you, man.
Oh, yeah, for very, very, very many years.
Yeah. And then they win it in 2020, but they win it, and they won it as their home team in 2020, but they didn't. They won it in
Right.
Arlington, so
Yeah,
I don't count that as a home win. No offense,
right.
Dodger fans,
Nope, I
but
agree.
you know what? I would like to see it go game. If it goes six, okay, that means it would be in Toronto
Right. Yep, be back in
and
Toronto.
all that. So you got to understand, guys, that if the Dodgers want to win this at home, they got to win it the max five.
5. Yep.
Which is going to be very tough to do. You kind of understand. Blue Jays Dodgers played each other this year at Dodger Stadium, and Max Scherzer pitched in Game One. Remember?
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you remember that.
Kershaw versus Scherzer.
And you know what? They said that could be the last time we ever see that. Now, they're right, they're wrong, because I don't think we're going to see Kershaw Scherzer in a starting pitching matchup.
Right.
But without a doubt, we could see those two on the mound in the World Series at the exact same time. Kershaw out of the pen,
Right.
Scherzer starting, or like even Scherzer out of the bullpen. But
Right.
you know what, Max Scherzer, the two oldest guys that are going to play in this World Series is Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw. I would love to see those two on the mound at the same time, at least in Toronto. At
Yep.
least. So, but you know what? You got Dodgers to win in six. I got Dodgers to win in seven. And I want to
Ooh.
know, what do you think of me thinking the Dodgers in seven?
I think that could easily be the case. But who doesn't want a game 7 in the World Series, regardless of who the teams are, right?
Yeah,
That is the
yeah.
best game in all of sports is a game 7 of the World Series. So, who wouldn't want that? So,
The
I would
fl-
be ecstatic if it was game 7 only if the Dodgers ended up winning, you know?
yeah. And you know what they say about a game seven? The three best words in all sports: winner take all.
That's right.
So, but yes, guys, we are now 4 days away from the World Series, and boy, is it going to be a matinee TV. Unfortunately, I won't be watching game one for the reason I will be at the Idaho Penitentiary doing YouTube footage for a haunted house in my Halloween costume. And since we're on a baseball channel, I have to tell you who I'm going to be for Halloween at the prison, and it has nothing to do with police or law enforcement. I'm going to go in there as Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
here's the reason why. Okay, I only did it because he's in his second World Series. He's 1-0, might I add, in a World Series.
Yep.
Okay, so perfect record, and he's going to pitch.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for this one because obviously last year it was cool to see Shohei get in it. He gets hurt early in the series. This year he's healthy, but he's also pitching. And I mean, we can't ignore the last game there. I mean, that was the greatest single player performance in baseball history. A guy to throw 6 innings, strike out 10, and hit 3 bombs. Insane.
Might I add a home run that was like 460 something feet.
Went over the roof in the right
Yeah,
field pavilion at Dodger Stadium. Left
yeah,
it.
man, man, something that I'll watch the game Friday when I get home. Absolutely. Um, give me a prediction. Final score, game one.
Final score, game one.
Take all the time you need. Think it's
Three
a good
three
match.
one. 3-1 Dodgers.
3-1 Dodgers.
Yep.
Interesting. I like that. I'm gonna write that down 3-1 because my prediction was not too far off you. I had 3-2
Okay.
Blue Jays.
Oh, are you kidding? You have them beating Snell, huh?
Okay, hear me out, and I know you want to hear it. I don't think Snell's going to get the losing decision though.
It's going to be the
I
bullpen
think
that.
it's going to be someone out of the pen. I just think
Okay.
so. But here's when you're going to like me.
Okay.
I picked the Blue Jays in game one to win because I think Yamamoto is going to come out and make game one win for the Blue Jays look like a joke. I got Yamamoto in game two. I predict him to go at least 8 innings.
Wow.
And I'm stronging on that. I'm not betting against him. I got 8 innings. And for game two, I got Dodgers to win 5-2.
That sounds good to me.
What's your prediction in game two? Final score?
You said, did I still have you there?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're good.
Okay. I think Yamamoto's going to deal. I think he goes 7 or 8. But I think, let's see. I think the final score is 4-2 Dodgers in that one. I think they get the first two in Toronto, but then I think Toronto comes back and gets Glass now in game 3 if Glass now does start game 3. That's where I think one of the losses is going to come.
All right. Well, guys, and then unfortunately Sunday no game. I know it sucks. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
if you guys ever want to watch a baseball game on Sunday, there is one, the Arizona Fall League. And the Arizona Fall League game that night will be the Surprise Swallows taking on Salt River Rafters. Remember, on Surprise Swallows, guys, there were 7 Dodger prospects on that team. So if you want to watch any Dodger baseball, Sunday night it is on MLB TV, Arizona Fall League, which, by the way, is going pretty well. So, all right. Well, guys, that is the World Series talk for now. We'll get back to that in just a little bit, but let's talk about the Giants. And I know you don't want to talk about it because they're the rival.
That's okay.
Tony Vieiro. If you don't know, he is the Tennessee volunteer head coach. He has been hired as manager. He actually managed the Tennessee game in a scrimmage today, and he won and all that. But I got to ask you, man. He's a colleague. He's one of the. He's like, what is he? Oh God. He is the. What's his name? Former Dodger manager. I have his face in my head. He passed away.
Oh, Tommy Lasorda is who you're
Thank
looking
you,
for, right?
Tommy Lasorda.
Yep.
He's in Tommy Lasorda college baseball. There you go.
Yeah, he's fiery. He is fiery.
He's fiery. He's intense. He reminds me of Max Scherzer in a way.
Yeah.
But what do you think of him managing the Giants?
I think it'll honestly be really good for the Giants. They need that spark. I think they're building a pretty good team there. You know, they've been they've been in on all of the big free agents the last couple
Yeah.
years, like haven't landed any, but they bring in Devers through via trade. They've got him. They've got,
Yep.
Willie Adamas locked up, Matt Chapman locked up. They're starting to build a pretty good core, but I think they need that leader in the clubhouse that wants to push him. And that guy, like you said, he's intense, he's fiery, and he might be the right guy for the job for sure. I think it's a good move for the Giants.
Yeah. So and nothing against Bob Melvin. He's a great manager, a great baseball guy.
Yeah.
But I didn't think watching Bob Melvin this year from spring training to regular season, I don't really think the spark was there. I think he
No.
was, laid back, and I think he didn't meet his players' expectations. The players met his expectations,
Right.
but there were times that he had to defend his guys, and he let them get ejected, and then they lose games and all that. And you know what? As a manager, you got to back your guys up, whether you think they're right or wrong, doesn't matter. If you don't have their back, they're not going to have yours. Simple as
Right.
that. So, but it's going to be, it's going to be good. See a college head coach
Yeah.
go to MLB. I mean, you don't see this every day.
No, you don't.
But all right, let's get to the WBC real quick. Now, Hunter, Manny Ramirez, former Dodger, his son is going to be playing in the WBC for Brazil. Now, if you don't know about Brazil, guys, they won the qualifier earlier this year down in Arizona. I was able to be in attendance for that game. And actually, not too far sitting away from me in that game was Manny Ramirez. So, yeah, pretty cool moment. But
Yeah.
Brazil, guys, this will be their fourth WBC overall. They have never made it out of the first round. Um, do you think Brazil has a chance to even make it out of the first round of the WBC?
I'm gonna say no. It's probably gonna be pretty tough. I think obviously Manny Ramirez's son will definitely be a good addition, but I don't see them making it out of the first round this year. I think they're getting stronger and stronger. The
Mm-hmm.
game's growing, but they might still be a few years out of making it out of that first round.
Okay, that's good to know. Remember, guys, the first round is like qualifying. If you finish last in the first round, you will have to requalify for the tournament. It's just that's how it goes. I don't make the rules. Um, there's a lot of teams entering their second WBC. Great Britain, who had an incredible WBC last time, unfortunately, they fell very short. They'll be back in it with a lot. They have a couple big leaguers on their team. Former Dodger Trace Thompson is on
Yep.
that roster, which is really well. He is the current. He's the only guy on the roster as of right now that has played in MLB, so that'll be good to see him. Um, you know, Nicaragua, man, this is what's interesting. Guess who's managing Nicaragua in the WBC?
Who?
Dusty Baker.
Really?
And I find that very interesting. Nicaragua guys, they got lucky in qualifying. They were literally 0-2. They had to win four in a row to qualify. They ended up doing it. So good. Hats off to them. But Dusty Baker was not managing in qualifying. And he's a former Dodger player, not
Yep.
manager.
Former
But
player.
I like it. I think Nicaragua, this is going to be their second tournament they're in. But what do you think Dusty Baker is going to bring to this team, this country, I should say, for I mean, because they're not really big in the baseball world, um, but to have one of the best managers in baseball managing, um, what are your thoughts on that?
I think you hit it right there. Like they're getting experience, right? Of one of the best coaches that the game's seen for sure. I mean, a World Series winning coach and had been to multiple World Series. So I think, if they're willing to buy into him and listen to him, like that can really help. I'm not saying that they would go far in the tournament or
Yeah,
anything, but, it might be a good stepping stone for them as well.
yeah, and then guys, everybody, the two favorites to win is the rematch from the championship, the U.S. and Japan. I like that, but I also question that for the reason that Yoshi Yamamoto has opted not to play for Japan. So, although surprising, I'll give him slack. How about that? He's going to his second World Series. We'll give him slack. All right, let give him off the hook. But obviously, I know you'll be watching the WBC. Is there
Oh yeah.
any country that you think really has a shot that is not U.S. or Japan?
You can't. I mean, the Dominican Republic's always tough. They've always they can put together a pretty good team, right?
Yes.
So I think
Mm-hmm.
outside of U.S. and Japan, I would look towards the Dominican Republic to put up a pretty good fight.
I got. You know what? They're on my current too. I actually there's. I had to pick a country that is what I will call a wild card. I don't know if they'll go to the championship, the semifinals. I don't know, but I'm picking them because I believe in them, and I really think that they're going to take. I have Great Britain to go far in this tournament, um, because they have 7 guys that are in minor league ball. They have 18 that are in independent ball. Their entire coaching staff are ex MLB players, which is
Mm.
helpful.
Yep.
And then they got one MLB player, Tris Thompson. So I got
Yeah.
them to go at least to the second round. What are your thoughts on that?
I think they have a really good chance at doing that. I mean, Trace Thompson gets overlooked. He's a good player. He really
Yeah,
is. And he plays, he's a heart and hustle guy. Like, and if he can
yeah,
bring that attitude to that team, that helps out a lot. If your leader, your big leaguer is, the
yeah.
hardest worker on the team, the rest are gonna follow.
Yeah, and it goes back to the USA game, Great Britain game in the last WBC. Adam Wainwright pitching in that game. What did Thompson do? Home run. So,
Yep.
don't count Great Britain out. Brazil, feel bad for them because I really think they're going to come far. They're going to play really well. I don't see them making it out of the first round, and I don't see Colombia making it out of the first round. Unfortunately, Italy is going to be in the tournament. This is interesting. It will be their 4th WBC. They have been to a semifinals twice. Do you think they can go to the championship for the first time, or do you think they'll fall short?
I think they would fall short. Yep.
Manager is Mike Piazza. Hitting coach Anthony Rizzo, my former Cub buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be the hitting coach and all that. It's actually funny. He was on Lake Michigan the other day, and he wore his World Series ring, and he dropped it. Yeah, not a good thing, right? Oh, man.
Nope.
Don't wear your World Series ring on Lake Michigan. That's
Yeah.
the all right, but funny story, but yeah, what are you most looking forward to the WBC? If there's anything other than baseball, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to. I always love watching Team USA for sure. I'm hoping we get. Obviously they made it to the championship last year, came up
Mm-hmm.
short. We all remember. I'm hoping they get a few more of the main starting pitchers in the league. I felt like that was something that was lacking in last year's World Baseball Classic, as we didn't
Yeah,
have some of our main, people from the United States of America as starting pitchers. So I'm hoping that we see a few more of those. I think, as Paul Skeens said, he's doing it.
he is in. Yes, he is in.
So that helps out a lot already right there, just
Judge
he
is
himself.
in. So Judge will be in. Cal Raleigh
Yep,
will be
Judge is
in.
in. Yep.
The only USA guy that has been optioned to play, but he has not given an answer, Justin Verlander.
Mm.
He hasn't made his opinion yet. He's been in this tournament, but he's only pitched one game in the entire tournament, and he took a loss.
Mm.
So, but guys, I don't count USA out because the past 2 WBCs, they've been in the championship. 2017, they won it. Man. Japan and USA. That could be a championship game right there. I wouldn't mind seeing the rematch of that. Um, This is going to be a really tough question. Okay, with the WBC and all that, the Dodgers are going to play Team USA in an exhibition game. Here's my question to you, okay? If you could choose a pitching matchup for that game and set it on the table right now, what would it be? Oh
Blake
man,
Snell versus Paul Skeens.
that's a matinee matchup right there.
Yeah, that's a good matchup, isn't it?
That's a Sunday night baseball matchup right there. But
Yep. Yep.
um, yeah, guys. So the WBC guys, the tournament actually will begin on March 5th. That will be for Pool C and D. Pool C and D will be Tokyo, Japan, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then the ones in the States will begin on March 6th. And all that, it will be on FS1 and Fox. Exhibition games will be on MLB TV and ESPN. So that'll be a whole lot, guys. In case you guys don't know, there is one other thing I want to talk to you, Hunter, because the WPBL, Women's Professional Baseball, is coming to Los Angeles. And they have made the announcement that the LA team will play at Dodger Stadium. What are your thoughts on that?
That's pretty cool, right? I mean, just growing the game to a new place that we haven't seen it go, right? So I think that that'll be pretty fun to watch for sure.
And if you guys need any info, guys, the draft will be in November. It is scheduled for the third week of November. It will be aired on ESPN. It will be a 5-day draft. So that will be the inaugural 5 days. So more info will be on that available on the channel when I get some. Um, the one person I want you guys to keep an eye out for is two ladies. One of them I know very well. Um, I actually have her phone number, Kelsey Whitmore. If you don't know a little bit about her, I'm gonna link her story down below. Um, she's a two-way player, and then Monique Davis, who is the only female to play in the Little League Baseball World Series. Those two are guaranteed to be drafted. But let's get back to the World Series, Hunter. This is going to be really tough, okay? They
Okay.
made a little exception rule. So challenges, and I don't like this rule, so I'm going to blame Rob Manfred on this. Challenges, they're not giving extra challenges for the World Series, and they're doing it to speed up the game. What are your thoughts on that?
So they're going back to just one challenge then?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you should be able to have. I mean, this is the playoffs, you know?
This
Like,
is
I get
the
it in the
this is
regular
the
season.
yeah, the finals.
Right. I mean, it's similar to like having that runner on second base, during the regular season. We don't see that in
Yeah.
the playoffs because these games, like, you want to see teams, win
Fight.
and not have that extra, opportunity. So, I think they
Yeah.
should definitely keep it at two challenges in the playoffs because there's quite a few plays when these games are so close and they're fighting
Mm-hmm.
so close that you need that challenge,
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thoughts.
Yeah. So all right, guys, before we end, I have been asked, I got requested all day since 2 o'clock this morning to talk about this. The Savannah Bananas are coming to Boise, Idaho for the very first time. I will be covering those 3 games. The Savannah Bananas will play the Party Animals, the Texas Tailgaters, and the Firefighters, which that is a team from New York. If you guys want the banana schedule, it is out, but you guys got to enter a lottery to get tickets.
Yep.
Now, this is the dimensions for the football stadium. They are going to make center field 204 feet. They are going to make left field at least 398 feet and right field 204 feet. Now, it sounds weird, and it is weird. It's on a football field. Come on, people. But I want to talk. What's your opinion on the dimensions of the outfield on that?
I think the Savannah Bananas, the Savannah League, they bring a different style, a different flair to the game for sure. So why
Yep.
not make the dimensions super weird? You're probably going to see more home runs in this kind of game, right? Which will
Yep.
just
You are.
make they're trying to put on a show. So why not make it, an amazing show, see lots of home runs and have a crazy dimension of a field. I mean, they're playing on blue grass for all,
Yes,
on the
they
blue
are.
turf, right? The Smurf turf. So let's make it a crazy fun game.
Yes. All right, guys, and then there is some baseball happening here in Boise this weekend. It will be at the Hawk Stadium. The Boise State Baseball Club will be playing their final game of the fall season against Gonzaga Baseball Club. I will be down there to cover that game as well. It's a doubleheader Saturday. Doubleheader first pitch is at 10 a.m. Game two is 20 minutes after. It's free entry. Sunday, same time, doubleheader. What do you think about this? Who do you got to win that series? Gonzaga Baseball Club, Boise State Baseball Club. I want to get your thoughts on that before we get into a little more. But who do you got?
I mean, I might be a little bit biased here because I'm a Boise State Bronco through and through. Love everything about Boise State. So I'm going to say the Boise State Broncos win that series.
All right, guys. And again, guys, it is free admission. Umpiring crew has been announced. The umpiring crew are actually going to be high school umps. So I want you guys to just be aware of that. But they don't play night games, guys. The doubleheaders will be 7 inning games. If it ends in a tie, the win goes to Boise State because they would be the home team. Do you like that rule?
No, I don't like that rule.
No?
I think we should play
Thank
at
you.
least do a home run derby or whatever, do something. Let's figure out a winner. We're not soccer here. We're not even the National Football League here. We don't end in ties
Yeah.
playing baseball, okay?
Maybe spring training, but
Maybe. Yeah, that cuz those are okay.
yeah. So, all right, guys, that is my episode of Main Event Baseball with Ryan with Hunter Snooks. Hunter, thank you so much. And guys, I don't know if you guys saw my episode yesterday. Hunter just became a father.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Congratulations to you and Jill. Everybody on Main Event Baseball Grind is happy for you guys and your family with the new addition of Cutter.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. It's only been here. Tomorrow will be a week, but it
Oh,
has
wait.
definitely been a blessing. And we're so thankful and happy that he's healthy and that Jillian's healthy as well. Baby and mama
Yes,
are both happy and healthy. So we're good.
that's good. All right, guys. All right, guys, you all know the drill. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, guys, because it may be the World Series. We may be down to 4, 6, 5, 7 games left, but we're not going to slow down. We have a very big offseason ahead on the channel. And we got a lot of guests coming up. I will be interviewing Gary Van Tol. He just got a new role with the Cincinnati Reds earlier today, so we'll have him back on the channel. And Hunter, I got to talk to you, man. If the Dodgers win the World Series, well, okay, I'm not going to even say that. I'm going to say whether they win or lose doesn't matter. We got to have you back on in the offseason, man.
I'd love to be back on. We can talk some off season, maybe some free agency predictions. Where's this guy going to sign?
Yeah,
Maybe some trades. Let's do a little winter meetings ourselves here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, I mean, okay, okay. Before we log off, speaking of winter meetings, who do you got to win the Cy Young? If you could give the AL Cy Young and NL, who do you got?
I think the NL for sure is Skeens. I
No
think
doubt
he
about it.
had just
Yep.
there. It's probably honestly going to be unanimous. I don't think. I mean, Yamamoto had an amazing year, and so did Christopher Sanchez. But what Skeens did this last year, I just don't think that there's any reason you shouldn't give it. Now, the American League might be a little bit closer between Crochet and Scooble, but I think it still goes to Scooble in my personal opinion.
I do. I think he earned it. Both of them were in the playoffs, and they pitched phenomenal in the
Yep.
playoffs. I would give it, if I could just say, just give it to both of them, I would. But that's not how baseball works. It has to go to one guy and all of that. But yeah, my man, you know what? If I can vote for manager of the year, um, unfortunately, this guy is not going to get it. I wanted to vote for Mike Schill, but since he is retired and enjoying
Right.
retirement, um, I'm gonna give it to Pat Murphy.
That's who I think it'll be. I think he did an amazing job with the Milwaukee Brewers this year. I mean, most wins in all of baseball, right? I mean, it's
Yep.
hard not to give it to
Yep.
him.
You know what? If I can give manager of the year to the American League, it's tough. There's so many good guys, good managers in the American League, but I really am going with Dan Wilson of the Mariners.
Yeah.
I really think that he's professional. He made this team so good. I mean, the All Star break, no one was talking about the Mariners winning
Right.
the AL West, and they won the AL West like that.
Yep.
I vote Dan Wilson. That's my pick. I don't know if he'll win. If he wins, great. If he doesn't win, blame Rod Manfred for that. But all right, guys, that is all. Again, Hunter, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan. I
And
really appreciate it.
and all that, guys. And I will be doing. We do have meet and greets coming up with my YouTube team and I. That we will be coming. I think we have one in Boise, one in Twin Falls coming up in a couple months. Some more info on that will be down below in the links as well. And then merch as well, guys. We're just to give you guys a little heads up. If you guys want merch, the only merch we have is t-shirts and hoodies in purple because we're going to honor Domestic Violence Awareness Month for October. So you guys can find that in the links below and all that. But again, Hunter, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Ryan.